This next picture is a picture. This is Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City, one of the nation's most renowned hospitals. This young lady that is up here, this is Kathy DiCarlo. Kathy's a nurse there at Mount Sinai Hospital. She's been there a little over 6 years now. 6 years ago, when she took on her position as a nurse at this hospital, she made it very clear that she could not, by her religious convictions, participate in any abortion. That it went thoroughly against her religious convictions, and she could not do that. The hospital at that time tried to get her to sign a piece of paper saying that in the case of an emergency, that she would she would perform an abortion or assist the doctor in doing so. She refused to sign that. In fact, she turned it around and said, the only thing I will sign is that I will not be forced under any circumstance to perform an abortion. She signed that. Things go along fairly well for several years until just a couple of months ago, when her superior calls her one day and says, we have an emergency. It was a late-term abortion. She was told, we have an emergency, and Kathy, you must go and assist this doctor in performing this abortion. She said, I cannot do that. You know that I have this conviction. I cannot do that. And her superior told her, if you do not do it, if you do not, you will be threatened, no, not threatened, you will lose your nursing license, you will lose your job, you will be charged within the hospital with insubordination and patient abandonment. She said, what if I found someone else who was available to do it? Her superior said, no. She said, can I talk to my priest first? She was told, no, this is an emergency, right now, go. And y'all, to wind this story down, she went with broken heart and with tears. She was forced to violate her conscience, her convictions, and to make matters so much worse, after the abortion, with this baby cut in pieces, that it was given to Kathy in a small bowl, and she had to carry that little baby out of the surgery room. Forced to go against her convictions. Now, this case is just now getting underway. We're going to see where this goes. Certainly, personally, I think the hospital is in big trouble here, but we'll see where it goes. Here is what the issue is in this case, however. Here is a case where we are being told that your religious Christian convictions are not welcome. They will not be tolerated in places of employment. That's what this case is communicating to us. Let me give you another example of this. This picture here is of the Fordham High School in Dearborn, Michigan. I was not able to find a picture of the wrestling coach of this high school. Gerald Marzalek is his name. He is, for over 35 years, has been a wrestling coach at the Dearborn School District. He himself has over 450 victories as a wrestler. He has been named into the Michigan Hall of Fame, High School Hall of Fame. He's been voted from the All-American Athletic Association, the Coach of the Year. This guy has an outstanding record, one of the most revered wrestling coaches in high school in America today. I'm going to tell you what happened with him. And again, this is just recent. Every year, Coach Marzalek has a wrestling school, a wrestling camp. And it is totally, catch this, it is non-school related. It is something he does on his own free spare time. Something he offers to any of the wrestlers who want to attend this camp during the summer. It is not required. It is totally non-school related. But those that want to come go to this wrestling camp. And during the week of that camp, there's a great deal of training and exercise, all that sort of stuff. But in the midst of the week, Coach Marzalek and his assistant coach will take some time during the course of their week to share his testimony and to share about his relationship with Jesus Christ, with the wrestlers. Recently, one of those students prayed to receive Jesus Christ. Ends up being an Islamic student. The principal of this school is a Muslim. Coach Marzalek has been fired. As school is just now starting across the country, he's not going to be the coach in the Dearborn School District, Fordham High School this year. Now catch this, y'all, this is amazing. Here's a school district saying to this coach, what you do in your own spare time, off school campus, off school hours, unrelated to a school activity, is unacceptable. Y'all, this type of thing is creeping into our culture. I could literally be with you all night long. These folks are on the program with me. These folks are real life situations, people who are in the trenches of America's culture crisis, and most folks are totally unaware that this type of thing is happening in America. It doesn't even sound like America. Let me give you another example. This is Emily Brooker. She is a student at a university in Missouri. Amazing story. This one has, fortunately, a phenomenal ending. But Emily Brooker started as a freshman in Missouri, and she studied to be a social worker. So she starts in her freshman year. She takes her first class to become a social worker and is given an assignment in her freshman year. She's a devout believer, a strong Christian, and here she is, freshman among her first classes. She is given this assignment. This is amazing. The assignment was to go into public and perform in public a lesbian act of behavior, and then to go back and write a paper about it. Now, Emily was stunned by such an assignment. She did not do the assignment, but she wrote a paper as though she did and turned it in. After she wrote the paper, she was greatly convicted, and she made a vow to herself and to God that freshman year. She said, never again will I allow my convictions to be violated and trampled on without standing up. And so a couple of years went by, her senior year comes along. She is a matter of a couple of months away from graduating, and she is given another assignment. And this time in this class, the assignment was that everyone in the class had to write to the Missouri legislature urging them to pass legislation accepting same-sex adoptions. You know, listen, this is an attempt by the professor to sway public policy. And there were no options here. There was not, you write and voice your opinion. The assignment was, you write the Missouri State Legislature urging them to accept and to create legislation accepting same-sex adoption. Well, Emily said, no, I'm not going to do it. And she took a stand. And you would not believe what all happened as a result. Just to sum it up, she was denied an attorney. She was denied her parents from coming to a meeting. She was threatened being kicked out of school. She was told she would not graduate after spending 4 years within a couple of weeks away from graduation. She was told that she must go against her religious convictions and not only tolerate but embrace the homosexual agenda, or she would not graduate. She refused to do it. And she ended up having a third-level grievance filed against her, which was the highest-level grievance that could be filed against a student by her professors. She was taken into a room of professors and heads of the department, and for over 2.5 hours was interrogated and drilled, challenged on her Christianity in every way, and made a mockery of it. Now, what ends up happening, I said this actually ends up being a great ending. Emily ends up graduating. As soon as she graduated, she turned around and filed a lawsuit against the university. And the lawsuit ended up